I have a dream. You call that now? His problem is he wants to coin phrases in each and every speech he gives. So the dream today was to replace Tumamin because he comes with themes. But come on, it's no time to dream now. 25 years into government, you are still dreaming. If you've got access to Ramaphosa, wake him up so that he can face reality.
But should you not dream so that you can actually move forward?
We dreamed in the 80s, we dreamed in the 70s, we dreamed of a society where we're all equal. There's jobs, there's houses, there's services for everybody. All of this was mapped out clearly by generations before us. Why dream for what? Maybe me and you can do that, not him.
I was very happy with his speech. One, because he gave us the priorities, because when everything is a priority, nothing is a priority. So now we are clear, we have 7 priorities, and everything we do must fit into those priorities. And those priorities will indeed contribute to cutting down poverty, eradicating it. As you heard, we don't want people to go hungry, so we have to work hard to make sure that there's no hunger in the country. And jobs, we have to ensure that we create jobs.
Well, South Africa today faces some very deep crisis. We've got some real problems at Eskom, we've got real challenges with people being unemployed, and today the president didn't give a plan. He instead described the challenges of South Africa's, but really no tangible plans. There was no tangible plan on rural safety, no tangible plan on what are we going to do at Eskom. More rhetoric coming from the president talking about, in fact, a different departure even from February where he talked about unbundling. This time around he's speaking about a stimulus plan that goes into that. So the deep disappointment with the speech today was the fact that it was all based on allegory, a dream, but really no tangible plans as to how we get us in the next 5 years.
So I think we've got a finalization of the controversial issue around the Reserve Bank, because the president is basically affirming that the constitutional mandate of the Reserve Bank will not be changed as it stands, but there just will be, consultation, as it already says. There can be consultations between finance minister and the Reserve Bank around job creation, but we will not be changing the mandate.
That's what we have said. That's what we are saying. The media twisted everything out of context. The president has reiterated the position of the Nasrec resolution of nationalizing the Reserve Bank. He has talked about the independence of the Reserve Bank, the issue of ownership. No contradiction.
So we are very clear that there will be no calls around nationalizing the Reserve Bank in any way, because that's not what was mentioned.
No, don't misquote the president. He has talked about ownership and the independence of the Reserve Bank. And he has talked about coordination between the Reserve Bank and government on the issue of unemployment as well as growth.
But let me first say the president has acknowledged all our problems that we face. But at the same time, he's also announced some very ambitious plans for the next 5 and 10 years. What remains now for all of us is to roll up our sleeves, start implementing, start monitoring, and be held accountable. So in terms of the land, all public land and public buildings must be used for public good. And so we need to consult with our communities first to look at where we've got those parcels of land, especially well-located land. We must bring our people closer to opportunities, and certainly that will be my program to bring about spatial justice.
Question. Your reaction to the candidates for portfolio committee chairpersons. I mean, we are seeing former President Jacob Zuma ministers who are implicated in state capture, who were themselves would not cooperate with Parliament when they were asked to be held accountable, and some of them still with very questionable roles in where South Africa is currently, chairing and going to be holding the likes of you accountable.
Well, as the SACP have actually said it clearly, that people who have actually done wrong things must stand aside. I mean, there is no question about that. That is why, firstly, while we appreciate the fact that though it was late in the day, we were consulted as the SACP, were able to state make our own suggestions. Of course, we didn't win all that we would have said, but we did actually manage to actually win some of the things. But it is very important that the ANC in particular, as the governing party, its moral standing and moral authority must not be questionable at any point in time. And that's what our people were saying.
Will you accept things as they stand right now?
Well, it's a struggle, you know. It's a struggle that is ongoing. We're part of the alliance. We will engage inside the alliance as much as we can to actually raise things that we think are not going okay, not for the sake of being critical, but for the sake of saying that one of the biggest challenges for the alliance as a whole is to reclaim our image and moral authority in society.